If you're in your 40s preparing to conceive and everyone keeps telling you that time is running out, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen. Because what I'm about to share completely flips everything you've been told about age and fertility on its head. I'm Julie Jennings. I have a bachelor's in microbiology and molecular genetics from UCLA, a master's in traditional Oriental medicine, and over the past 25 years, I've guided hundreds of women through their motherhood journeys. I'm also the author of Cracking the Egg Myth. And here's what I've discovered through decades of work. Your 40s are not your limitation. They're actually your portal. Your age isn't blocking your dreams. It's the gateway to them. In fact, some of my most profound success stories have been women who learned to use their age as the portal to everything they wanted. So if you've been told your chances are slim, if you've been made to feel like your body is failing you, or if you're exhausted from trying to overcome your age, this video is for you. Let me paint a picture that I'm guessing feels very familiar. You're 40, 42, 44, maybe 46. You've been trying to conceive for months, maybe even years. You've been to the reproductive endocrinologist who gave you statistics that made your heart sink. Maybe they said you have a 1% chance, a 3% chance, maybe 5% if you're lucky. You left that appointment feeling like you've been punched in the gut. Suddenly, every month that passes feels like another door closing. You're hyper aware of your age in a way you never were before. You look at pregnant women in their 20s and 30s and feel a stab of something: envy, regret, panic. Everyone keeps telling you that your age is working against you, that you're running out of time, that you should have started earlier. Your age has become this heavy burden you carry around, this constant reminder of limitation and loss. So what do? You research. Oh my goodness, do you research? You're on every forum, reading every study, following every fertility influencer. You know more about CoQ10 and AMH levels than some medical students. Your Amazon cart is full of supplements with names you can barely pronounce. You've tried acupuncture, maybe even a nutritionist, changed your diets 3 times, done cleanses, bought red light therapy devices, tracked your basal body temperature religiously. You've spent thousands of dollars and countless hours trying to optimize everything, trying to somehow make your 40-year-old body act like it's 25 again. But here's what's happening underneath all that action. You're at war with your age. You're treating your years of experience like an enemy to be defeated. Every birthday feels like a failure. Every negative pregnancy test feels like confirmation that, yes, you waited too long. You messed up. Your body is broken. And the worst part, despite all this effort, you feel more disconnected from your body than ever before. You second guess every sensation, every symptom. You have stopped trusting your instincts because everyone else seems to know better than you do. You're exhausted, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually exhausted from fighting yourself every single day. If you're nodding along to any of this, I need you to know something. You're not broken. Your body isn't failing you, and your age, your beautiful, wise, experienced, hard-earned age isn't your enemy. It's your portal. Let me explain what I mean by portal. A portal isn't just a doorway. It's a transformational gateway. It's a passage that doesn't just take you from one place to another, it transforms you in the process. Your age isn't just a number. It's a portal to wisdom that your younger self couldn't access. It's a portal to discernment that only comes through lived experience. It's a portal to patience that can only be earned through years of learning that the best things take time. Think about it this way. Everything you have experienced in your 40 plus years, the heartbreaks that taught you resilience, the career challenges that taught you to trust your instincts, the relationships that taught you your worth, the losses that taught you what truly matters, none of that was wasted time. All of it was preparing you. All of it was creating the portal. But here's what happens in the fertility world. Instead of honoring your age as the portal it is, you're told to see it as a barrier. Instead of recognizing your years as preparation, you're told they're the problem. Instead of understanding that your age has been opening doors to wisdom, you're told it's been closing doors to possibility. What if that's completely backwards? What if your age hasn't been working against your fertility? What if it's been preparing you for it? I want to share something personal with you that completely changed how I understand age and fertility. Early in my career, I was completely bought into the conventional fertility narrative. Younger was better. Time was the enemy. My job was to help overcome their biological limitations. But then something happened that changed my perspective. I started working with a woman named Catherine. She was 42, had been trying for 3 years, had multiple failed IVF cycles. She came to me as a last resort, hoping that I would have something different to say than the usual, it's too late, and she would need donor eggs. In our first session, when I asked her to tell me about her journey, she said something that affected me deeply and that I later heard often in other women. She said, "Julie, I know this sounds crazy, but despite everything the doctors have told me, I have this deep knowing that I'm meant to have this baby. I can't explain it, but it's stronger than any statistic they've given me. I feel it in my heart at a soul level." And then she said something else that planted the seed of a new narrative in me and what I'm going to share with you. I feel like everything I've been through, my divorce in my 30s, building my business, losing my father, learning to trust myself, all of it has been preparing me for this. Like I needed to become who I am now before I could become someone's mother. That was the moment I realized we were approaching this all wrong. Here was a woman whose age had brought challenges that opened portal after portal to wisdom, strength, and self-knowledge, and we were asking her to see all of that as a disadvantage. Catherine conceived naturally a year later, at 42, not because we overcame her age, but because we honored it as the portal it was. That experience completely shifted how I work with women. I started asking different questions. Instead of how do we overcome your age, I started asking, what has your age given you as an advantage? And here's what I discovered. Women in their 40s have access to 3 profound portals that younger women simply haven't reached yet. Your 40 plus years haven't just given you more birthdays, they've given you a completely different nervous system. You can walk into a room and immediately sense the energy. You can meet someone and know within minutes whether they're trustworthy. You can hear a piece of advice and know in your body whether it's right for you or not. This isn't magic. This is wisdom encoded in your nervous system through decades of experience. Your brain has literally rewired itself to recognize patterns, to sense truth, to distinguish between what serves you and what doesn't. Think about your professional life. You can probably spot a bad business deal from a mile away. You know which clients will be a pleasure to work with and which ones will drain your energy. You trust your gut when something feels off, even if you can't explain why. This discernment, this portal that your age has opened is exactly what you needed for fertility decisions. But instead of honoring this gift, you've been told to ignore it in favor of protocols that work for most people. Your age has given you the ability to know what's right for your body, not some statistical average. But you have to be willing to step through the portal and trust what you find there. The second is the portal of divine timing. In your 20s and 30s, you believed in force and urgency. You thought the fastest path was always the straightest path. You wanted everything yesterday, and you were willing to push, strive, and exhaust yourself to get it. But your 40s have opened a portal to a different understanding of time. You've learned that the most beautiful things in your life, your deepest relationships, your greatest achievements, your most profound transformations didn't happen on your timeline. They happened on their own timeline, which was always more perfect than anything you could have forced. You've learned that sometimes delays are protection. Sometimes what feels like too late is actually right on time. Sometimes the universe's timing is more intelligent than your planning. This portal of divine timing is profound for fertility because conception isn't something you achieve through force. It's something you allow through alignment. It's not about racing against a clock. It's about trusting a rhythm that's deeper than any calendar. Your age has prepared you to understand this. Your younger self might have fought this truth, but your 40s have given you the wisdom to embrace it. The third is the portal of authentic power. Your younger self might have sought power through pleasing others, through being perfect, through following all the rules. But your 40s have opened a portal to a different kind of power, the power of authenticity. You've learned to say no to things that don't serve you. You've learned that your opinion of yourself matters more than other people's opinions of you. You've learned to trust your inner authority over external authorities. This portal of authentic power is critical for fertility because your fertility journey is your journey. Your body is your body. Your timeline is your timeline. And your age has given you the power to honor that, even when everyone else has opinions about what you should do. You've probably turned down a job offer, ended relationships that weren't serving you, set boundaries with family members. You've learned that being polite and compliant doesn't always serve your highest good. This same authentic power is what you need for fertility. The power to trust yourself when a doctor says one thing, but your body says another. The power to make decisions based on what feels right for you, not what worked for someone else. The power to honor your knowing, even when it goes against conventional wisdom. These three portals, discernment, divine timing, and authentic power, are gifts that only age can give you. But here's what happens. The fertility world asks you to abandon these gifts. It asks you to stop trusting yourself and start trusting statistics. It asks you to override your body's wisdom with protocols. It asks you to hurry up and panic instead of trusting divine timing. When you do that, you're closing the very portals that your age has opened for you. Let me tell you about some of the women I've worked with who learned to step through the portals their age had opened for them. Stephanie came to me at 40 after 2 years of trying and one miscarriage. She was exhausted from trying every supplement and protocol she could find. But when I asked her what her body actually wanted, she went completely silent. She realized she had no idea. She had been so focused on what experts told her to do that she closed the portal of discernment her age had opened. We spent months helping Stephanie step back through that portal, learning to listen again, not adding anything new, just reconnecting with the wisdom her 40 years had given her. Stephanie started noticing that certain foods made her feel energized, while others made her feel sluggish. She realized that intense workouts were exhausting her rather than helping her. She learned to distinguish between the anxiety voice that said, you need to do more, and the wisdom voice that said, you need to rest. Most importantly, Sarah learned to trust her timing. Instead of seeing her 40 years as lost time or too late, she began to see them as preparation time. All those years of building her career, traveling, learning who she was, none of it was wasted. It was all preparing her to be the mother she was meant to be. Stephanie conceived naturally at 41. She told me later, I finally understood that my age wasn't my limitation. It was what allowed me to know exactly what my body needed. Lisa was 42 when she found me. She had been told by 3 different doctors that donor eggs were her only option, but Lisa had stepped through the portal of authentic power that her age had opened. She knew how to trust her inner authority, and something inside her said that wasn't her path. Everyone told her she was in denial, that she needed to accept reality, but Lisa's 42 years of life had taught her something. When she had a deep knowing about something, she was usually right. She had trusted that knowing when she left her corporate job to start her own business. She had trusted it when she ended an engagement that looked perfect on paper, but felt wrong in her heart. Lisa had learned to access the portal of divine timing that her age had opened. She understood that her journey might not look like anyone else's timeline, and that was okay. She had learned that the most beautiful things in her life had never happened on schedule. They had happened on a deeper, more intelligent schedule that she had learned to trust. So we worked together to honor that knowing. We didn't ignore the medical realities, but we also didn't let them override the wisdom that her age had given her access to. We focused on what felt true in her body, not what the statistics said should be true. Lisa conceived naturally at 42. Her pregnancy was healthy, her birth was beautiful, and she now has a thriving 2-year-old. She recognized that her age wasn't the barrier to her dreams, it was the portal to trusting them. Michelle was 43 and had been through multiple IVF failures. She came to me angry at her body, angry at her age, angry at everyone who had told her she had waited too long. But underneath that anger was something else, a deep knowing that she was meant to be a mother. Michelle's years had opened the portal of discernment for her. She could sense that something about the conventional approach wasn't right for her, even though she couldn't articulate what. Her body was telling her something different than what the protocols were telling her. We worked together to help Michelle step through that portal. Instead of seeing her age as a disadvantage, Michelle learned to see it as preparation. All those years of therapy, of learning to love herself, of developing emotional intelligence, this was exactly what her future child would need from her. Michelle also learned to access the portal of divine timing her age had opened. She realized that every experience she had had, the career she had built, the relationship patterns she had healed, the self-love she had cultivated, all of it had been preparing her to be the mother her child needed. Michelle got pregnant at 43, and she recently told me, I finally understood that I wasn't behind. I was right on time. My age had allowed me to be more confident about becoming a mother. Here's what I've learned after 25 years of doing this work. Age is not just about the passage of time. Age is about the accumulation of wisdom. And wisdom is not a consolation prize for getting older. It's a portal to possibilities that your younger self could not even imagine. Your age has opened gateways that didn't exist when you were 25 or 30 or 35. You have access to knowing that you didn't have before. You have access to trust that you had to earn. You have access to patience that could only come through experience. But here's the thing about portals. You have to choose to step through them. You have to choose to honor what your age has given you instead of apologizing for it. You have to choose to trust the wisdom you have gained instead of trying to override it with someone else's rules. The fertility world will tell you that your age is a limitation. But what if it's actually a qualification? What if every year you have lived has been preparing you for this moment? What if your age isn't keeping you from your dreams? What if it's the very thing that makes them possible? Because here's something that no one talks about because they don't know the truth. Your soul would not call you towards something that was not meant for you. I'm going to say it again in another way. Your soul only calls you toward something that is meant for you. So that persistent desire you feel, despite all the statistics, despite what everyone has told you about your chances, that's not denial. That's your soul speaking through the portal of your age and experience. And here's something else I want you to consider, something that might sound unconventional, but bear with me. Maybe, just maybe, your baby has been waiting for exactly who you are now. Maybe they've been waiting for you at 40, 42, 45, or 47. Not a younger version of you, but specifically you as you are now, with all the wisdom and depth that your years have given you. Think about this for a moment. What if your baby doesn't want a mother who's still figuring herself out? What if they want someone who has lived enough of life to know what really matters? Your 20-something self might have been focused on the wrong things, impressing others, accumulating achievements, proving yourself. But your 40-something self knows that love matters more than accomplishments. That presence matters more than perfection. That authenticity matters more than approval. Your baby might want a mother who has learned the difference between what the world says is important and what actually is important. Someone who won't be distracted by every social media trend or peer pressure. Someone who has the confidence to trust her instincts over the opinions of others. Maybe your baby wants a mother who has been tested by life and discovered her own strength. Someone who has faced challenges and learned that she can handle whatever comes. Someone who won't helicopter or anxiety parent because she has learned to trust the process of life. Your younger self might have panicked at every scraped knee or friendship trauma, but your 40-something self has the emotional regulation that comes with experience. You've learned that most problems work themselves out, that children are more resilient than we think, that love and presence matter more than control. Maybe your baby wants a mother who has done her own healing work, someone who has faced her shadows, worked through her patterns, and learned to love herself. Because you can't give what you don't have, and your years have given you the opportunity to develop the kind of self-love and emotional intelligence that creates secure attachment. Your 25-year-old self might have been carrying unhealed wounds, unconscious patterns, or a need to prove herself through motherhood. But your 40-something self has had time to untangle those threads, to heal those wounds, to show up as a whole person rather than someone looking to be completed by a child. Maybe your baby wants a mother who understands timing, someone who has learned that the best things in life rarely happen on our schedule, but always happen on the right schedule. Someone who can teach patience because she lives it, who can model trust because she practices it. Your younger self might have been impatient, always rushing toward the next thing. But your 40-something self has learned the beauty of savoring moments, of being present, of understanding that childhood is fleeting and precious. Maybe your baby wants a mother who has financial stability and emotional maturity, someone who has built a life, established herself, and can offer security that comes from years of experience. Not just material security, but the deep emotional security that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. Your younger self might have been reactive, still learning how to handle stress and conflict, but your 40-something self has developed the emotional tools that create a calm, stable environment for a child to thrive in. Maybe your baby wants a mother who has a rich inner life, someone who has read books, traveled places, had conversations, made mistakes, learned lessons. Someone who can share stories and wisdom because she has lived enough to accumulate them. Your younger self might have been all potential and no depth, but your 40-something self has substance, stories to tell, wisdom to share, a depth of character that can only come from years of living. Maybe your baby wants a mother who knows how to be alone with herself, someone who has learned that happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. Someone who can model self-sufficiency and inner peace because she has cultivated it in herself. Maybe your baby wants a mother who has learned to trust life itself, someone who has seen enough plot twists to know what looks like an ending is often a beginning, that what feels like a detour is often the exact right path. Think about the mothers you most admire. Are they the ones who had everything figured out in their 20s? Or are they the ones who brought depth, wisdom, and hard-earned peace to their parenting? Are they the ones who never faced challenges, or the ones who faced challenges and grew from them? Your baby might be waiting for a mother who can teach them not just how to succeed, but how to fail gracefully. Not just how to be happy, but how to find meaning in difficulty. Not just how to get what they want, but how to trust that what they need will come. What if your age is not the obstacle to your baby's arrival? What if it's exactly what your baby has been waiting for? What if every year you have lived, every experience you've had, every lesson you've learned has been preparing you to be the specific mother that this specific soul needs? Think about your own life. Think about the timing of your most important relationships, your career breakthroughs, your profound experiences. How often did they come exactly when you were ready for them, not when you thought you wanted them? What if the same intelligence that orchestrated those experiences is orchestrating this one too? What if your baby's timing and your readiness are more connected than any medical timeline could measure? Your heart knows something that the numbers don't. Your 40 plus years of life experience have taught you to trust that knowing in every other area of your life. Your fertility journey is no different. The question isn't whether you're too old. The question is, are you ready to step through the portals your age has opened for you? Are you ready to trust what you find there? And are you ready to consider that maybe, just maybe, your baby has been waiting for exactly who you are right now? So, how do you start stepping through the portals your age has opened? Let me give you 3 practical steps you can take right now. First, step through the portal of discernment. The next time you're considering a supplement, a treatment, or any fertility related decision, pause and check in with your body. Ask yourself, what does my 40 plus years of experience tell me about this? Does it feel like hope or like desperation? Does it feel aligned with who I am, or am I trying to be someone else? Your age has given you the ability to know the difference. Trust it. Second, step through the portal of divine timing. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's timeline. Your path is unique, your timing is unique, and your age gives you the wisdom to trust that. Ask yourself, what if my timing is perfect, even if it doesn't look like what I planned? What if everything I have experienced has been preparing me for this moment? You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. Third, step through the portal of authentic power. Start making decisions based on what feels right for you, not what worked for someone else. Your age has earned you the right to trust your own authority. Ask yourself, what would I do if I completely trusted my own wisdom? How would I approach this if I honored my age as the portal it is? Then do that. Remember, your age hasn't closed doors. It has opened portals to wisdom that your younger self couldn't access. The question is, are you ready to step through them? If what I'm sharing resonates with you, if you're ready to stop seeing your age as a limitation and start experiencing it as both the portal it truly is and the qualification your baby has been waiting for, I want to invite you into something special. I've created a program called the Heart Portal, and it's specifically designed for women over 40 who are ready to step through the portals their age has opened for them. It's for women who are ready to consider that their age isn't keeping them from their baby. It might be exactly what their baby has been waiting for. In the Heart Portal, we don't try to turn back the clock. We learn to step through the portals time has opened. We don't fight your age. We honor it as both the wisdom it has given you access to and the qualification it represents. We help you connect with the knowing that maybe, just maybe, your baby chose you specifically because of who you are now, not despite it. This isn't about positive thinking or manifestation. This is about learning to access the discernment, divine timing, and authentic power that your age has made available to you. It's about recognizing that your years of life experience are the very reason your baby wants you as their mother. The link to learn more is in the description below, but more than that, I want you to know this. Whatever you decide, wherever your journey takes you, your age is not your enemy. Your age is your portal. Your age is your qualification. And maybe, just maybe, your age is exactly what your baby has been waiting for. And if you want to go deeper into this work of honoring your age as your portal, I've created a special healing transmission that will be released tomorrow on my podcast. It's called Your Age as Sacred Portal, a healing transmission for women 40 plus. And it's designed to help you embody everything we've talked about today on a cellular level. This isn't just more information. It's a 20-minute healing experience that will help you integrate this new truth about your age being your portal. I'll guide you through releasing the old story that your age is working against you and anchoring the new truth that your years are your qualification. The link to the podcast will be in the description below, and it goes live tomorrow. I encourage you to listen when you have quiet time to really receive the transmission. I hope this has given you a new way to think about your age and your journey. Your years are not working against you, they're working for you. They've opened portals to wisdom, timing, and power that your younger self could not access. And maybe they've prepared you to be exactly the mother your baby needs. If this resonates with you, please share this video with any woman who needs to hear that her age is not her limitation, it's her portal and her qualification. And make sure to subscribe because I share more content like this every week, practical wisdom for women who are ready to step through the portals their experience has opened. Your age is your portal. Your age is your qualification. Your age is your advantage. And your baby might be waiting for exactly who you are now. I'll see you in the next video.